In the pouring rain, college student Elias was having the worst day of his life. He just failed a crucial exam. His part-time job fired him, and now he was soaked to the bone. Miles from his tiny apartment, the city bustled around him, a blur of hurried footsteps and honking cars. Everyone too busy to notice the storm, or Eyat Soter. As Elias trudged through a puddle, feeling utterly invisible and defeated, he saw something that made him stop. An elderly man, frail and hunched, was struggling against the violent wind and rain, his thin coat offering little protection. He was trying to cross a busy street, but cars just sped past, splashing water onto him. One car even honked impatiently. People with umbrellas hurried by, their faces buried in their phones, completely ignoring the old man's plight. Elias's heart ached. He was having a terrible day, but this man looked like he was in real trouble. Forgetting his own misery for a moment, Elias ran over. "Sir, are you okay?" "Where are you trying to go?" he shouted over the storm. The old man looked up, his face etched with exhaustion and relief. "My home," he rasped, his voice barely a whisper. "It's about 15 blocks from here. I thought I could make it before the storm hit." 15 blocks. In this weather, for a man this fragile, it was an impossible journey. Elias didn't even hesitate. "Let me help you," he said, offering his arm. The old man gratefully accepted, leaning his weight on Elias. And so they began their slow, arduous journey. Each step was a battle. The wind howled, trying to tear them apart. Rain lashed down, cold and relentless. Elias held on tight, shielding the man as best he could with his own body. They didn't talk much. The storm was too loud. But in their shared struggle, a silent bond formed. Elias learned the man's name was Arthur. He learned that Arthur had been visiting a friend and underestimated the weather. As they walked, Elias found himself talking about his own struggles. The failed exam, the lost job, the feeling of being completely overwhelmed by life. He wasn't looking for sympathy. He was just talking. And Arthur listened, his grip on Elias's arm firm and reassuring. It felt like an eternity, but finally, they arrived at a magnificent, old building with a grand entrance. A doorman in a crisp uniform rushed out with a large umbrella Mr. Vanderbilt. "We were so worried. Are you all right?" Elias was stunned. Mr. Vanderbilt. As in, the billionaire Arthur Vanderbilt, whose name was on half the buildings in the city. The frail old man he had just helped walk 15 blocks was one of the richest, most powerful men in the country. Arthur turned to Elias, a warm smile on his face. "Thank you, young man. You have a good heart. No one else even looked my way." He insisted Elias come inside to dry off. Inside the penthouse apartment, which was larger than Elias's entire dorm building, Arthur's staff brought them warm towels and hot tea. As they sat in luxurious armchairs overlooking the stormy city, Arthur looked at Elias intently. "You told me about your troubles," he said. "A young man with your character shouldn't be struggling like that. You saw a person in need and you acted, without a thought for yourself. That's a rare quality." Elias was speechless. He hadn't helped for a reward. He had just seen someone who needed help. Arthur continued, "I believe kindness is an investment, and I want to invest in you." That day, Arthur Vanderbilt offered Elias something that would change his life. He didn't just give him money. He offered him a mentorship. He paid off Elias's student loans and set up a foundation in his name. A foundation dedicated to helping students facing hardship. But more importantly, he took Elias under his wing. He taught him about business, about philanthropy, about life. He saw the potential that Elias's own struggles had blinded him to. Elias went from being a failing student to a top graduate, not just because of the financial help, but because someone finally saw him. Someone believed in him. Years went by. Elias, guided by Arthur, became a successful and compassionate leader in his own right, running the foundation that had once saved him. He never forgot the lesson he learned on that rainy day, that a single act of kindness, no matter how small it seems, can ripple outwards and change the world. Arthur Vanderbilt had all the money in the world, but on that stormy day, what he needed most was a helping hand. And Elias, who felt he had nothing, gave him the one thing that truly mattered. Their story became a quiet legend in the city, a powerful reminder that we are all connected, and that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in the kindness we show to one another. So next time you see someone struggling, don't just walk by. You never know whose life you might change. It might even be your own. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you in the next video.